Hi, my name is Sydney, and today I'm going to be watching Nightmare on Elm Street 2: Freddy's Revenge. You can go back and check out my reaction to the first film, which I'm very familiar with, but from here on out, it is a totally new journey for me. So let's just dive into it. Guys, I'm so excited for this right now because it's so fresh. Like, I've seen the first one so many times. This is really exciting, but my expectations are also kind of expected to diminish. I've never heard the sequel brought up much. I think it's maybe the third one in Dream Warriors. I don't even... Is that Robert Englund driving the bus? Well, that's his credit. Yeah, it is. Oh, that's funny. Is that just a cameo? How weird. That has to be just a fun little... Well, we'll see if they show him again, I guess. Seems just like a fun cameo, though. Oh, man, he looks so sad.
Hey, driver! Hey!
Oh, maybe that is Freddy driving. That certainly wasn't. You can see in the window. That was a stunt driver.
Driver! Go ahead!
Hey! I don't know why that desert reminds me of Beetlejuice or something. Like when they step out of the house and it's a desert. I know it's not super comparable, but for some reason it just sparked that association. Like, I don't know, all of a sudden like a worm's gonna come out of the ground or something. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is so imaginative and kind of extreme.
What's that?
Oh, the way the bus is just balancing. That's insane. This is insane. My guess is that this is the boys' dream. Nice cutaway.
Mommy, why can't Jesse wake up like everybody else?
Oh, honey, he's all right. He's just having a bad dream.
Fu Manchus. I only just barely caught that cereal box. I wonder if these dreams have already been occurring, like the way that the sister was like, why can't he wake up like everybody else, as if this isn't the first time it's happened, maybe?
I want that room unpacked by tonight, young man. Okay, Dad, I promise.
Well, he definitely does not look as stereotyped like loser that they were kind of making him at the back of the bus in the dream. So maybe that's part of his nightmare too.
Look.
Oh yeah, whatever. Tell me in the comments, is that a real cereal or a real thing? Fu Man nails? Oh, hi. Little flip, hair flip. Hi. She reminds me of Meryl Streep a bit in her looks. Oh, so is he living in Nancy's house? I just noticed the red door in the kind of white facade, which reminds me of Nancy's house. Oh, that coach is very familiar. Oh, I've seen him and stuff. Is he in Total Recall? I think he's in Total Recall, and I can't think of what else.
You're out. Heads up play, Brady.
Whoa! That is like... That might be the most shocked I am this whole movie. Like, no! What a nightmare getting pantsed. Gosh, isn't that weird that that's just a thing when you're in school, and then as an adult, that's not really a fear, a rational fear at least, in my life at least. But like, I think in middle school, it was just a thing that would happen sometimes, which thinking back now, I'm like, that is so beyond inappropriate. That is like a different level of just physical mental assault.
He likes pretty boys like you. Get out of here.
His mouth's not even moving. His mouth was not even moving.
You tell me you moved into that big white house with the bars in the window?
Yeah, what about it?
Some chick was locked in there by her mother and she went crazy. She watched her boyfriend get butchered across the street by some maniac.
You're full of shit, Grady.
Ooh, there it is. Looks just the same. Wow. So I wonder if they got the actual house or if this is a set. Got that viney tree. I don't know how many years later this is. But that's pretty cool if they got the same house. That kitchen layout looks the same. Something about the score of this film sounds a lot different. It's very like melodic and like lots of, there's like a flute or something. I don't know, it feels a little less atmospheric. I'm not liking it as much as the first one so far.
Dad?
What's interesting is that the ending of the first one is so ambiguous. It's like she wins and defeats Freddy.
Daddy can't help you now. We got special work to do here, you and me.
Okay, contacts.
You've got the body.
I've got the brain. You know why I know that? Yeah. I know that from Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff's A Nightmare on My Street. Freddy, they don't say Freddy, but clearly the song's about Freddy Krueger, and there's a part where like Freddy sings and he's like, "You've got the body and I've got the brain." I never knew it was a quote from this though. I just thought it was like, it's like a story they're telling. Okay, that's fun.
So,
Classroom
to review.
scene.
The solid waste,
Standard
those nutrients not absorbed in the
formula
lining
is the
of
first one. Let's see
stomach,
what's going on. Uh-oh, he looks like he's fallen asleep in class.
There, it trades off carbon dioxide for oxygen.
I do have a confession to make that the scene where he confronted Freddy face to face, I have seen that clip before, only because someone uploaded it, put it on Instagram, and then changed the music to like some romantic music. And it was just funny. And it left me into a little spiral. Okay, wait. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Okay, that was interesting because it seemed like the snake was maybe a dream. How'd it get there? So they like put it on him? Anyways, but I will admit, as far as things I know about the film, I believe the main actor, because I told you I saw that clip on Instagram and I look at the comments and I see that the main actor commented on it. And then I clicked on his profile and I think he made a short documentary. I'm blanking on what it's called, but I think he's queer. And so I don't know, his documentary is about his experience with this movie and being like a scream queen. And I'm not totally sure, but I'll have to look into that more like after I've seen this. Oh shoot, I'll probably have to mute this. This is weird. Little unpacking montage. Whoa. What? He's just like dancing and... that's pretty good.
I mean, I was just cleaning my room.
I know. I figured you might like some help.
He clearly needs it. Jesus. Oh, what's this? Oh,
What's
a
this?
diary. I wonder if it's Nancy's.
Looks like a diary to me.
You know, this thing is 5 years old. Sometimes when I'm lying here in bed, I can see Glenn in his window across the way, getting ready for bed.
Nancy and Glenn. I miss them.
Under the sheets with me, tearing at my nightgown with his steel claws.
This is feeling almost has like an Amityville horror element to it with how it's so centered around the house itself. Okay, we're hearing a little bit of a sounded similar to a motif from the first one as far as the score, but it's kind of changed again. Yeah, I don't know why. This music is just not... It's almost like too much. It sounds dated too. Something about it just feels not quite right to me. It's like overpowering the scene for some reason.
Try on for size. Kill for me.
So he's really down there. Yeah, there's a different dynamic happening with Freddy and this kid. It's almost like he's trying to lure him. It's like he's torturing him, but also there's a clear motive happening behind Freddy for this one. He wants something from him.
Hey, Grady, you remember your dreams? Only the wet ones.
No talking.
So him and Grady are like frenemies almost. That's weird. They have birds. I feel like that's going to come up, like those birds are going to die or something. If there's a pet in a horror movie like this, I don't know. I have a feeling they may not make it.
Sure. It's 97 degrees in here.
Well, look at there. Something's happening to the birds.
Damn it! Ow! Watch out!
Bird's gone psycho. Just turned into the birds all of a sudden. The Hitchcock movie. Huh. It is nice that the whole family got to witness that, so he's not... It really felt like Nancy was isolated in her experiences in the last movie. She never really... Like, Glenn... Everyone was kind of like her in her friend group. No one... Rod kind of says to her, like, I saw this guy or whatever with knives for him. And she's like, oh my God, like, I believe you or whatever. But, like, Rod... Or not Rod... Or yeah, is it Rod? Or no, Glenn. Glenn never really fully supports her. He's kind of there like, okay, I'll do it for you. Yeah. Even though he's been having dreams too. And then her parents are just like losers the whole time. So it's interesting that he just had that crazy experience and his whole family was witness to it. I mean, even though they're still doing the typical parental like, oh, there's got to be a rational explanation for this, which is a rational response, like in reality. But yeah, I don't know.
I have a beer, please.
Yeah, it's interesting. He like didn't ask for a brand. Like, I'll get a Budweiser or whatever. It looks like, oh, his coach. And yeah, they didn't show the beer brand either. What, so his coach made him go to school and start running laps? Like, I remember at some point in high school, a switch kind of went off in my brain. That was like, it's like the middle of the night, isn't it? It's so weird and wrong. This would not happen. But yeah, that switch went off in my brain of like, oh, you could technically like just say no. Like when that coach earlier was like, you need to hold plank, I guess, told them that. You could have just been like, no. Which like, I don't know, as a kid, I was such like always listen to authority and just never got in trouble and stuff. I don't know. It sounds weird. like, it's hard to explain saying out loud, but yeah, quite the power. And this kid is not utilizing. He could just be like, no. It's weird that it seems like this is happening in real time, like in real life, not within a dream. So it's kind of a different sort of element. And how come the coach isn't reacting? He's just standing there and watching. Like, wouldn't you do something or leave? What the? I'm not sure if I can show that, but basically he was getting towel whipped in the butt. This is so kind of weird and uncomfortable. So, like, the coach and the kid are just, like, naked in the shower room together. Okay, now the kid has kind of came through the shadows and is Freddy. Okay. So the kid killed him. But it's like he was almost possessed or something.
We found him out on the highway wandering around.
What are you taking, son? Who are you getting it from?
Oh, I want to go to bed.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh, wow, that dad's upset. Gotta hand it to them. These parents are definitely better than Nancy's parents. I gotta say that's a pretty...
What about you, Jesse?
I'm fine.
Can't-
Just leave me alone.
Can't we at least talk about it?
No.
These parents are having really, I'd say, cool reaction to their son being dropped off after wandering naked on the highway, dropped off by police. Like,
He needs professional help. I think we have to take him to see a psychiatrist.
Oh, come on, Cheryl. You out of your gourd. What the hell will that do?
I don't know. I just feel he needs help, and
Thank
we don't know how
you.
to give it to him.
Oh, come on, Cheryl.
well, that mom's got it together. This mom's on it. The dad, I think, is just, of a different generation and is convinced he's on drugs, I guess. So thinks rehab is better for him. But overall, okay, parents trying to be supportive. And they're aware that they don't know how to help him. So that's good job. The, like, weird jump rope overlay. I remember hearing one time that the colors of rooms in color theory, statistically, I think I heard that fights happen in yellow rooms within a house more than other colored rooms. It's a yellow kitchen.
There's something about it, yeah, but
You mean you knew something about this and
Oh,
you...
come on, Cheryl. How do you think we got such a good deal here, huh?
Did they tell you that girl lost her mind and her mother killed herself in
Wow.
our living room?
Okay, her mother killed herself?
Is something burning?
Lord. Wasn't even plugged in.
Ring-a-ding-ding, like that in the bird? That should be enough to know something's wrong.
And just because you dreamt it doesn't mean you did it.
Where are we going?
Bear left over here.
And I was talking over it, but she just said, just because you dreamt it doesn't mean you did it. That's kind of concerning. If I was her, I'd be like, major red flag. Maybe I don't want to be alone with you right now in this industrial zone.
Fred Krueger worked here. It's an old power plant. Fred Krueger kidnapped 20 kids and brought them here and killed them.
I like his blue sweater. Like, I'd wear that. I like the collar and the textures. That was such a strong reaction. And they like embrace. Like, that was so scary.
Wake up, little
Ew.
girl.
It's late. Go back to sleep.
Here we go. Does that even exist? I don't think that literally exists. Stay awake pills.
Hey, what's wrong with Jesse? Seems kind of freaked out.
That looks like a good cafeteria. It's like what? I don't know why that reminded me of Animal House for a second, that guy.
I don't know why you're wasting time with this guy's a basket case.
Shut up, Grady.
The friends are a lot less of a focal point in this one, because in the other one too, it was also 2 boys, 2 girls. And this one like has a little bit of that dynamic, but the friends are really practically non-existent in this. Well, we know what brand was sponsored. Maybe not a beer, but a certain soda definitely was. It's all over this movie.
12:30, miss. No later.
12:30.
Nice time.
Again, nice, cool, understanding parents.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
I'm not gonna let anything happen to you.
Kissing. What the frick? Well, that kills the mood pretty quick.
I need you to let me stay here tonight.
Are you out of your mind?
I killed Snyder.
You've had some scary dreams, okay?
No.
Yeah, you feel bad. From the outside perspective, he really just seems like someone who's struggling with his mental health very seriously. But boy, would I have a stronger reaction if someone came to me and said, I killed someone and I felt like I was going to do it again. Can I stay with you? Like, oh.
Sweet dreams, pal.
No.
It's starting to happen again.
Ouch. Jeez, okay. Practical effects, let's go. Oh god, the door's locked. Okay, he's gonna kill his friend. That's kind of like in the first one, how his face comes through the wall. Except this is like next level. Ew. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is insane. Freddy's face looked a little different there, almost like in the nose eye area. Oh, hey, it's Ferris's dad. Ferris Bueller's dad. Run! Bummer. Ugh. That sucks. Okay, so what are your guys' theories here? Is as far as like Freddy busting out of his skin and stuff like that, it looked like the kid who just died was witnessing that. But here, it's like he's looking in the mirror and sees Freddy only, but in reality, it's himself still. This film is blending reality and the dream stuff as far as like what the rules are. This one's blending it a lot more. Because he was straight up awake, it seemed like, when all that stuff happened. Everyone was awake. So it's almost like Freddy's just acting as a ghost in this world here. So it's like, well, if he can just do anything at any time, why does the dreaming part even matter?
I'm scared.
Jesse, who is doing this to you?
Fred Krueger.
Yes, beer.
Fight him. You are not afraid of him. He doesn't even exist.
Doesn't even exist? That's not quite fair. Yeah, does his hand have the grown out claws, or is it the glove? It almost looked like the knives were growing out of his fingers there for a second. Oh, nope, there they are. Yeah, I think they might be growing out of his hand. Oh, jeez. We got another strong female lead going here. There's been this theme of heat and like overheating the whole time. I'm sure because of he was burned, like, I guess. The face, oh. Ugh. Yeah, the face makeup, particularly like the bridge of the nose here, is a lot wider.
Jesse, help!
Yeah, these contacts. So they're just watching that? I think I have seen this that little clip before as well of him just arriving at this party. Which is... This is so weird. He's just... What are we seeing here? Are they seeing Freddy or are they seeing the kid? I'm guessing they're seeing Freddy. They really seem freaked out. Oh my god. He's just like, oh gosh, you guys can take him. Look how many there are of you. Oh.
Relax. Yeah. It's gonna be all right.
This is interesting. Don't get closer to Freddy, though.
Help yourself, fucker!
It's a good shot. Weird. Okay. I really dislike that he's just kind of able to do whatever he wants in the real world. It doesn't feel, I don't know, it loses the whole touch of what his essence is in the first one, is that he exists in dreams. But I get it, there's like the possession thing, and that's why he's able to get in the real world. But it's still, yeah, okay, maybe I need to just go with the flow of that narrative more. Ew. Unless this all turns out to be one big dream, this is just cuckoo. This shot feels like it was probably really cool for the time. Like, I don't know how they're taking that. Is it from a helicopter? It's like, just to think about how much harder things were to do back then. Like, today, anyone could do that with a drone. But the way that it started and really just kept going further out.
I love you, Jesse.
What, is he gonna rip out of Freddy now? Oh, he's starting to bleed.
He can't hold you, Jesse. He's losing his grip. You can get out.
It's interesting to see so much close-up of Freddy. Oh, dude, really? Damn. Ooh, she really must love this kid. For kind of no reason. I don't know why she likes him this much. Freddy's teeth look really good. I've noticed that in this one. There's so many full scenes with him compared to the first one. There's a little bit more of a teasing of like shadows and his hands or whatever. This one we're just seeing him so much more. Yikes. We got a little bit of like an Indiana Jones thing happening here. That's a cool creepy shot. With that like shadowing and stuff. Things don't feel totally safe yet for some reason to me. She's showing way more emotion than Nancy ever did. Like, as far as the like sorrow and just like the crying and the tears. I've seen the first one so many times, but I don't actually ever remember seeing her cry. She's just like we do, I guess she's, after Tina dies, she's in the police station, but we never like really see the tears, kinda. I don't know, maybe we do in a scene or so, but Lisa here felt way more, it feels like a much more dramatic performance.
Hi.
Hi.
I didn't see who the bus driver was.
Hi, Jesse. That was a really great party. Thanks, Lise.
Okay, they're in a car, kind of like the end of the first one. Oh, that's Robert Englund driving. Here we go.
Am I going crazy, or is this bus going too fast?
Oh, no, it's not Robert Englund. I think it was in the other shot.
It's all over.
There was like a jump cut in there.
Did you ever see a dream?
Okay. How is Robert Englund's name not number one? That's a little ridiculous. I can't play it, but the credits music is an old big band song that has to do with dreams, so that's kind of a nice little touch. Wait, okay, based on characters created by Wes Craven. So what? I don't think Wes Craven was involved in this one. I didn't even pay attention. Did he not direct it? Oh my gosh, I gotta go back. Okay, interesting. So I just looked it up. I don't think Wes Craven is involved in this one. Speaking of, okay, I've rented this from Amazon Prime, and that documentary I mentioned popped up. It's called Scream Queen: My Nightmare on Elm Street, and it was made by Mark Patton, who played Jesse. Oh, wow. It says the documentary, he hits the road to set the record straight about the experience that ended his career just as it was about to take off. Oh, man. Okay, I may have to watch that. Oh, that's very sad sounding. In this thing, too, it says some have called it the gayest horror movie ever made, which I've never really heard of that being a stigma of this movie. I think because, like I had mentioned, I had seen that the documentary exists and stuff. I saw, like, I guess, I mean, the whole scene of him dancing in his bedroom, I guess, could be misconstrued for being queer or something. But I don't know, is it just me? I feel like that's just a very human thing to do, especially when you're really young. It's like if you have a song on that you like and you're just in the mood and you're just feeling it. And yeah, but I will say I don't feel his connection with the love interest. She seems way more invested in him than he does in her, to me at least. So that, yeah, I'm curious to check out that documentary now, though. I haven't seen him in anything else that I know of, that main actor. Okay, it seems hard to... Yeah, okay. The score, not a fan. They really didn't bring in those themes that were so present in the first one. Da, 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 da. Like there's so many great scoring motifs in the first one that they just totally throw away in this one. I wonder if that had to do with licensing or because of Wes Craven not being involved. There could have definitely been a reason for that, but whatever the reason, it's a loss for this film. I think the plot narrative is a little bit all over the place because we have the journey of the main character, and I'm trying to think of what his journey is, really. Because Nancy, I feel like, has a very clear one in the first film. She really finds her independence. It's about her finding her strength. And this one feels like it's leaning on that a little bit too, but way less strong because Nancy has all these contextual things going on around her. Nancy's parents are just this constant presence that brings her down, and they like gaslight her into thinking that she's crazy when really the whole entire time they knew that Freddy was real. And like, so it's about her finding her identity, like believing in herself, like I know what's happening and I'm gonna do something about it, kind of thing. And this movie's just kind of all over the place. Like there was no all of the supporting characters kind of did nothing for this film. They did nothing to push the narrative. They did nothing to create a new conflict for Jesse. Like his friend, I already forgot his name. Maybe it started with a G. The jock who is his frenemy. I guess he's just someone to kill. He's just another person to kill to escalate the situation Jesse's in. Okay. The parents, what was with the whole bird exploding and the toaster, and then they're just kind of disappeared the last third act of the film. And the sister too. Like he went to the sister's room like he was going to kill her. I was hoping that there would have been some sort of collective climax within the family because they were seeing all this crazy stuff happen. But then instead they made the third act take place at this party with all these kids that had nothing to do with the storyline, really. I think it would have been more interesting to see Freddy reveal himself to the family or something, for that to have been, because it was like building up and then it just like nothing happened with that. It just felt like, let's do something crazy. Like Freddy jumps out of the ground and there's all these like half naked teenagers and it just sounded like they wanted to do something maybe big, but story wise it just doesn't do anything. Yeah, the whole point of that was pointless. And then the friend the next day is like, that was some party or whatever. It's like, I don't know. So did that even happen? Like what? Well, it was just for show, I guess. It was just to be big and exciting. I could be missing something. This is just my first interpretation, my first thoughts. Freddy, I think it's interesting because what were they going to do? Speaking of plot. Okay, a new kid moves into Nancy's house. Interesting. It brings us back to like, oh, we're familiar with this place. Look at this house. Like there's those, nostalgic connections of like, we feel like we know what's going on. But of course they can't just do the same thing all over again. So they kind of go back and forth. They're like, let's do something really new. Freddy's going to, dreams aren't enough. But it's like he was very successfully killing kids in their dreams. So I don't know. I guess he just wants a body because, I don't know, no real clear motives there other than it's torturing Jesse too. It's like almost like a form of torture for this one kid who was in Nancy's house. Like maybe that's his way of getting revenge on, like, he's like an entity within this house now as well. I'm really digging here, right? I'm trying to like give them credit, trying to give some meaning here. But they're like, okay, we're doing this totally new concept. Possession. Freddy's in the real world now. Like super scary. So he can get you in your dreams and in reality. Like there's nowhere to hide. Whereas in the first one, it's like if she stays awake, if Glenn stays awake and watches, like you feel like a form of safety when you're awake. Not here. They're like, we're getting rid of that. But let's keep the layout of the story kind of the same. Like we're going to show the parent dynamics. We're going to have these little clusters of these two extra little friends. We're going to show a classroom scene. We're going to have the whole research moment where they discover who Freddy is and a little bit of backstory, but they assume the audience already knows that, which is kind of nice. So they don't really dive too much into that. But yeah, something about the like hits felt similar to the first one. I don't know what my point in that is. I guess just an observation. Like, I almost wish they would have dived deeper into that new plot that they were going for with the whole possession thing. Like, not that they had to totally explain it, but it just really felt, is convoluted the right word? It just felt a little bit all over the place. Yeah, as far as what was the point of Freddy's motive to get in a human body. Because it's not like he was wanting to be alive again. He literally was just killing kids the way he was before. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Didn't seem necessary. What would have been more interesting is if, because Freddy was like I mentioned in that song, you've got the body and I've got the brain. But you didn't even use Jesse's body. You took him out. Like, did you though? Because in the earlier scenes, it was like he was Jesse when he was killing the coach. But then later, he was just like Freddy. So if they would have leaned into that a little more, like they could have done a whole plot where it was like, okay, he possesses Jesse. So Freddy looks like Jesse. And then from there, Freddy could have done this whole plot where he could have killed like a bunch of kids. I mean, it sounds really dark now, but like something involving the school or even at the party, he could have been way more successful if he was like more tactical, more smart about it. Like, okay, I want to be in a human body so that I can get away with more stuff. But nope, he's just like, jump out of the ground. Rah, I'm Freddy. Like, then what did you need him for? I don't know. I bet it was tough to cast the Jesse character. That seems like a tough one. All that, I don't think he did a bad job. Yeah, I don't know. I don't look at his performance and think it was bad at all. I think it felt dramatized at times, but I think that's mainly like in the writing. But yeah, I'm curious how he was coached as far as those scenes where he felt like Freddy, like he knew Freddy was coming out of him. He had to really go for it in some of those scenes. Yeah, so like I commend him on his commitment to the character, like he was really put through a lot in that movie. He was pantsed. He had to go through a bunch of, like, even that end scene alone where he's coming through like the burnt Freddy body, like all those kind of, not prosthetics isn't the right word maybe, but for some of it, like with Freddy's hand arm coming exploding out of his arm. There's like lots of ranges of emotion happening for this kid throughout the movie. So, and I think overall he did a good job. I think he was pretty believable. It was more just the writing where it was like, Trying to think if there's anything else I could think to comment on at this point. Well, I have the feeling, based off of other comments, that the next one, 3 Dream Warriors, is better. But I will say I wasn't just horribly like disgusted by this movie or anything. I had lower expectations, which was reasonable to have, and so it was just kind of like, okay, Freddy's entertaining always, so it was interesting to see a good amount of him, and let's ready to move on to the next movie. Where are they going to take this now? Let's just move on, you know? Cool. Well, I did it. I watched the sequel. After like a decade of watching only the first one, I finally saw the second one, and I'm excited to dive into the other ones. I streamed this just on Amazon Prime. I did have to rent it. It's not really available anywhere. I think the movies, they were on HBO for a while, and now it seems like they're all gone. I'm like, no. So I had to rent it, but that's okay. So if you want to watch Nightmare on Elm Street 2, you can rent it on Amazon Prime. Not an ad. This is not an ad. It's just what I had to do. That's it for this one, I guess. Thanks so much for watching if you made it this far. I'll see you for the next one, and if you feel like it, you can like and subscribe, or you don't have to. That's okay too. Okay, thanks. Bye.